Yeah, this is a new office. Yes.
And with that, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the DJ life of the podcast.
Bam, we're back.
We're back.
That was it. That
We're
was
back.
my energetic intro.
It's literally been so many weeks.
It has been a handful of weeks.
I would 100% blame myself for all of it. But
Yeah, I don't know. I was starting to get stagnant with it and whatnot. So we needed a little break. I've been saying we need to get motherfuckers back on here and whatnot to talk to. So we brought.
and even that almost didn't happen.
It almost didn't. But
Thankfully, our guest returning to the podcast
the homie
again.
Low Stacks came
Low Stacks
through.
like, yeah, I got nothing else to do. Why not?
Yeah. I was making flyers.
Right. And so before we move forward, so your shoe, you said you're currently in your new basement. Your shoes behind you, if you're on YouTube, you can see what I'm talking about. It's the same fucking shoe. You buy the same shoe every time. Do you guys
different
not
colors.
know that?
But it's not. They're not the
is.
same.
It's like
Actually, there's a whole hang on.
Hang on.
I can see your shoes on the right.
We hanging.
Okay, so some are the low tops, but it's the same shoe. It's copy and pasted. What the fuck? Why that one? You know, like
Air Force One, dog.
is that even
Jordan,
that
no,
shoe?
it's not Air Force.
I know.
Jordan ones.
Jordan ones.
Jordan ones. I used to have a pair of Nike Dunks in high school that I just loved those shoes, but now I just look ridiculous.
So here's the fun question: how much money in shoes is sitting behind you?
My wife's probably gonna listen to this, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, he's just gonna just cough.
All right, so divide it by 10.
Ah,
I mean, those shoes are expensive. Those shoes are minimum $200.
What's the
for the
cheapest
shitty
pair
ones,
up
right?
the cheapest pair?
Yeah.
Well, probably any of these Yeezys over here because they're not worth jack squat anymore because Kanye's a dumbass.
Right. All right. Well, but what
All
about
right,
the
what
Nikes?
about the Jordans? What's the cheapest Jordan up there? We'll just go with the cheapest, and then we'll figure out the rest.
I don't know. I mean, I paid retail for a lot of them, and a lot of them are still only worth retail, which is like $180.
Yeah, I mean they're like $200-ish, unless you get like the crazy fancy ones, which I've seen plenty of, and they're $800 or whatever the fuck.
Like the Carolina
That's
ones
like
that
some-
Joe Budden.
I was gonna say the Joe Bun
Those are
ones.
those are
those are blue shoes.
they're like $1,500.
That's fucking crazy. That is crazy. When I was a drug dealer, when I was
stressful.
when I was 20 or however old, I bought a pair of Gucci high top shoes with weed money and whatnot, and I thought I was so badass and whatnot, and I wore them 2 or 3 times. Then my brother and I got in a fist fight, and he, in like retaliation, wore them to the club and scuffed them all up, and it was just like, I fucking hate you. So now I have a pair of scuffed as shit real Gucci high top shoes though. I think they were $1,000, but
So we've been gone for a minute, and a lot of shit has happened over that time frame, including DJC.
yeah. Oh shit, we haven't even done one since DJ Collective.
Yeah.
Wow.
Eric had a whole seminar.
I had a whole seminar.
He got
man.
to put on a fancy suit. He had a jacket and everything.
I
and he
didn't even
he
wear
didn't
it.
even wear it.
I brought a suit and I just said, "Fuck it." You gotta gauge what you're in, And once I got there, it's not that DJC was like shitty. I just was like, it's not necessary to wear a suit.
Everyone was very well dressed this year. I will say that.
If you go to like one of those like wedding MBA and like everyone has a suit and a tie on, it's like, why you guys? We're just in Vegas. Let's chill,
I think if you would have been not on the day at the movie theater, it probably would have been a little more fitting to wear a suit.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, if you're on like the stage on the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that day everything was just a little more laxed, a little more chill.
I mean, we're in a movie theater.
I drank high noons until I didn't have a hangover anymore. That was
Nice.
that was the coolest part for me is they were free. So
Yeah, I walking into that the day before where you were in I don't even know what to call that place we were in.
the the Illuminarium.
There were basically there was
Immersive
like
projectors, screen everywhere.
yeah, there's like 200 even way more than that. There's like 20 to 50, I don't know how many like as crazy as it gets, projectors aren't mounted in this place's ceiling, and it would shoot like projection mapping and like interactive light everywhere, and it was enough to make you feel like you're tripping a little bit. So if you
Floor,
go in
ceiling,
there,
the whole thing.
yeah, and so you walk in there and you're hungover, like everyone was, because everyone was like going hard as fuck the night before, and then it was at 8 o'clock in the morning.
That
like,
should have been the first place. I'm gonna be honest. If that would have been the first place, that would have been a great way to kick that off. If that was
instead of the church.
yeah. If that was like the first place and everyone walks in there like tripping balls, like what the fuck is this?
That's kind of how I felt last year. Like our first, like when we walked into that room for the first time, like I felt like the stage last year was just pretty nuts. Like that was
the holographic
with
screens and everything.
the short throw projector holograph things.
I'm
and
not trying to talk shit about current year, but last year was fucking mind blowing. Like literally, Jordan. I guess he did this year's too, but maybe a different set to work with.
I just think like personal opinion. I just think there was a lot of logistics, a lot more logistics this year because it was in so many different locations.
Yeah. Agreed.
But the balls, I mean, I think they did a lot of they still did a lot of the lighting in that chapel though. Like those balls that were coming down from the ceiling and stuff. Like
that was
pretty
cool.
wild.
That was
and there was like
cool.
a bazillion well sticks. Like
they're all over the stage, just everywhere.
So many. Like so many. Like a pallet worth. Like literally a pallet worth.
And those were Astera tubes.
No, Chave.
No, I think they were well sticks.
They were Chave well
thank
sticks.
God, because I was like, man, I feel like some of those are leaning a little bit. It just wasn't expensive looking, for whatever reason.
Looked like they were all
those
just plopped.
don't look expensive, and there's so many of them. Like, why did they? I feel like they just it's like, hey, we got 40 of them. Let's just set them down, and that's what they did. It was just like there's 20 over there and 20 over there.
I think they were trying to replicate what Jacob had last year, where Jacob brought in like 30 or 40 Astera tubes and did a lot of cool shit with them, and then this year he didn't do anything. It was only the Lux crew. So I think the Lux crew was like, yeah, we'll bring our sticks and we'll bring our fuckload.
I remember. Well, actually, though, did you see the lights that they were using in the R&B party?
Yeah, the upstairs party.
Did you see the lights
ones that turn?
Yes,
and had multicolors and stuff. Yeah.
So I found those. Well, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I asked Jordan what they were,
Yep.
but they're called Chave Strike M's. They're like IP65. They're like $4,000 piece.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Yeah,
No shortage of expensive gear was in place.
I feel like Jordan's the biggest production flexer company that I'm aware of. I mean, I'm sure there's way bigger ones, but I just don't know them.
Right.
Well, they only buy
the
expensive.
projectors last year. Those short throw projectors that they were using last year were like, I don't even want to know how much those cost.
They were the ones that they had in a luminary. they were like the $50,000, $100,000
probably better.
ones.
Really?
Yeah, and then this year they just used some BenQ projectors. It wasn't, or I don't remember what brand they were. It was, or Panasonics. They weren't even that expensive. I looked them up. They're on par because me and Cooper were watching them set up one of those Panasonics in the movie room because it wasn't working for Mary Nisi's speech.
Yep.
And the controls look so much better than what we have on the Epson 2250Us. And we looked up the price. They're literally about the same price as the Epson 2250Us that we use. We're like, damn, I might have to pick up a couple of these. Because they were just able to like quickly adjust the keystoning like on the thing without having to go into the menu. I was like, damn, that's cool.
Dream Day Charleston, is Eric's DJ Collective Seminar available to watch online? I think they sell all that shit. I don't have it. I didn't record it.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't. Whatever. I think they do sell all the seminars though, so you could technically watch it.
Did you gig logged it, right, Logan?
Not really. I did like I did real recaps. I've never been able to function well enough to do a gig log of DJC. So even like my day one my day one recap was great. My day two recap turned into a day 2 and 3 recap because I realized that I didn't film anything on day 2. So it was Yeah.
I think
Oh, well.
I think if day one proved anything, I think the group nominated you the party animal of the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's public accessible knowledge that Logan is typically at the top of the pack when it comes to the party.
I don't know. Joe Bunn was competing a couple nights there.
Man,
pretty hard.
Joe pulled me upstairs or whatever at that one club that we went to, and he was fucking partying, and he's like, "Oh, that's crazy. We used to fucking hate each other," and I was like, "Hell yeah."
You want some vodka and OJ?
Yeah,
I got some OJ.
Right. He was like, "Here's like 40 bottles I got up here." It's like, well, that's cool.
Meanwhile, everything downstairs is also free. It's like, but I got the actual bottle up here.
Was downstairs free?
Yeah.
I wasn't even I don't think I was drinking.
Yeah, all the parties were free alcohol, regardless of where you went. But when we went to the club, upstairs had whole bottles, and then downstairs was just like free whatever you wanted. So,
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
whatever. It was fun.
It was fun. It's the best way to put it.
I can't believe we haven't hopped on here since then. I'm trying to think of anything else notable to mention.
I'm done with Christmas lights for the most part. Like, we made it through the hell of Christmas lights. It was fun.
5 jobs in.
Yeah, but those 5, man, let me tell you, being a part of those 5.
I wouldn't put up fucking Christmas lights. I'd rather be poor. I don't give a shit.
I don't think I actually clip lights on a single roof this year, including my own. I paid someone to put lights on my own house as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking...
I was going to buy better lights this year, and I didn't, so I haven't even put lights up yet.
Do you live in like a neighborhood?
Yeah, there's like a couple houses in the neighborhood that have some decent lights, but I just put up like regular, I don't even know how to explain it, just white, Christmas lights.
You get some commercial grade ones, you'll be showing up.
And that's why I didn't put any up yet this year, is because after I talked to you last year, I was going to order some and I was going to put them up, and then I didn't, and now it's too late and it's 30 degrees out.
I tell you what, contact me and put up some permanent ones during the like spring or summer this year. It's about
I'd like to do that because there's a couple of houses in my neighborhood that have like the soffit lighting.
Yep.
And obviously they're just Wi-Fi, but they change them per season. So they'll do like, if it's 4th of July, they'll do, red, white, and blue. Or
do they have the shitty Gobi ones?
I don't know what they are. I didn't go up and knock on their door and say, what kind of lights do you have in your soffit?
All right. Well, anyways,
you should consider it.
It's about 10. If you're wanting to quote it out, material wise, it's about $10 per foot. And then you got it fully controlled on your phone. You can change it's like completely pixel mappable. So you can individualize it. And they even have like security modes where like the corners will just shine white. It's cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. I'm painting the house in the spring though. So I'm changing, like you, I'm changing the house. Well, instead of avocado to tan or gray, I'm changing it.
I don't even know if I posted that on Instagram. I don't think I haven't talked about it on YouTube or I might have like mentioned the house getting siding, but like the house.
Well, my house is shit brown.
I love shit brown.
I'm gonna paint it snow white.
Ooh, Snow White. You doing black gutters?
I am doing black. Yeah.
That's the color scheme of my upcoming was white brick with.
I was about to say, what's the update on your house?
They're just fucking putting in the tile and doing all the trim and stuff.
Do you have a move-in ETA yet?
Late February.
Are you buying a brand new house or remodeling?
They're building.
Building a house.
Building?
Yeah. My dad's a contractor, a general contractor, so he's just building the fucking house.
Nice. Eric has like zero clue of how to build a house. So
weird. I don't know how do you know weird shit like that? Like, I couldn't even put together.
I'm a man.
I couldn't. You guys are talking about Christmas lights, and honestly, I was sitting here thinking, like, man, I hope Rachel doesn't ever ask me to do that, because no matter how old I am, I will be thinking in my brain like how ridiculous that is, because I'm still a kid. Like, why would I decorate? That's Dad's job. I don't know if I've ever bought a decorative holiday thing in my entire life.
Christmas tree?
No, never.
You don't have a Christmas tree?
No, I've never bought a Christmas, not once.
You don't have a single tree in your house?
No. Never bought a Christmas tree. I've never put up Christmas lights. I've never Halloween, Thanksgiving, none of it.
That's insane. So my wife literally decorates for every holiday,
That's
like
yeah.
Easter,
Mm-hmm.
fall, Thanksgiving,
She decorates
Christmas,
for fall. She just dumps
spring,
leaves
summer,
everywhere.
4th of July.
Decorates
It's
for
literally-
summer.
Yeah,
Put
summer.
put the
Literally-
sunscreen
literally
out.
summer.
There's been
Beach
There's
balls
different
everywhere.
different throw pillows on the couch during summer.
I mean,
Crazy.
Rachel bought Dallas like a Halloween shirt or whatever, then like a costume. Okay, we fucking celebrate Halloween.
doesn't have a Christmas tree?
Dallas does not have a Christmas tree this year. I've never had a house big enough, other than when I was like a drug addict, and who fucking cares about Christmas tree when you're fucking
All you care about is skiing them slopes.
shit. You know what I'm saying? I got blood out, bitch.
You might not have a Christmas tree, but there's plenty of snow.
I'm just saying, like, if you're fucking worried about like where $20 is to smoke a blunt, you're not fucking worried about a $200, however much. I don't even know what a Christmas tree. What does a Christmas tree cost?
A lot
I
more
don't
than you
know.
think.
A lot more than I think. I just
Like
guessed
500
200.
bucks.
You're full of shit.
No, like
If you-
$500.
If you guys spend $500 on a Christmas tree, I'm not your friend anymore.
The Christmas tree downstairs without the lights was $450.
I'm never coming back to this house again. That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
So this year she's been slacking, but normally we literally
she
have a
been
Christmas
slacking.
tree
in every room.
in every room. Not even kidding you. Like I'm talking down to the bathrooms, like legitimately
Little
in the bathrooms. Little Christmas trees on the vanities. Yeah.
It's fucking epic. That's my kind
I'm cool with it. I like it, get you in the spirit, but then once like New Year's is here, I'm like, can we take this shit down? And she's like, no, there's still snow outside. Not taking it down yet.
of. Oh yeah, you guys got snow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I'm not used to not having snow, or I'm used to not having snow now. It's a rarity.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't snow here.
It's only snowed 1 year out of every year I've been down here. I've been down here.
And
what,
it's
5,
it's
6 years?
melted within the hour.
No, I'm
unless-
saying one that actually stuck around for like a week,
Oh, okay.
and that was 2018.
Yeah.
That was insane. But anyways, pivoting to DJ talk.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, it's December, so the year's wrapped up, and you guys aren't busy. Are you guys busy, Logan? Still, or do you slow down?
I have my last wedding is Saturday. Next week we have a 360 photo booth. Then I have a holiday party on Thursday, and one of the other guys has another wedding like the 16th.
You
and we
do
have a
the
photo booth event on
360?
the 16th. I've got like five things left.
When did you start doing 360 booths?
Um,
I know you hustle the salsa booths, but that's not the 360. Like,
no, I bought a 360. I've only had it for a couple months. This is actually my first. This is the first paid event that it's been out to. I've had it at a couple of vendor shows, but this is the first like paid event. I kind of regret buying it. It was it's cool, but the hardest thing about it is the software is expensive for one because I went the DSLR route. I'm not using
God.
Oh
an
my
iPhone.
lord!
I just felt like bringing
Oh my god!
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like bringing a booth with an iPhone on it like just doesn't like how I wouldn't want to pay if I paid $1,000 to rent a 360 booth and this dude showed up and stuck an iPhone on it, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
But that's
Like,
because you know the
Standards
details.
are high in Kalamazoo.
Well, the DSLR just looks better. It's a Canon M50, and then I got a little iPad Mini that's the display for it, and then
and it's motorized.
it's motorized. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you
don't
guys
just go,
set up like a bunch of lights, like maybe tube lights in a circle
I
around
bring
it?
$6,000 worth of Astera tubes.
You're full of shit. Do you
That's
really?
that's only 5 Astera tubes.
But what? I'm for real. Like, what lighting do you use for it?
Astera tubes. Yeah.
Oh shit! He wasn't even joking.
Yeah, no. So he brings 5 tubes because that's
What do you
6,000.
charge for the 360 booth? All right. So what do you charge for the iPad booth? So we have like context.
600, and then the 360 I'm charging
Prints or no?
1,000. No prints.
No prints, $600, and then 1,000 for the 360 booth. Obviously, no prints either.
No prints with an attendant though. So obviously, but
Yeah,
for right now, the 360 booth is going to be a situation like the logistics of moving this thing. It's only going to either I'm going to have to do it or it's going to have to go out to an event that I have or
Yeah.
that one of the guys with the trailer has, because you can't, like, my wife has a Jeep. You
monstrous.
can't fit it. You can't fit the thing in her Jeep. Like,
That's crazy.
it's too well. For one, it would take her and probably two other people to pick it up. It's super. I can pick it up, but like the average person, like it's not easy to move around.
Yeah.
I was dying. One of the venues I talked to a lot down in Mooresville. It's already a tight venue, and the venue owner's kind of not the smartest person in the world. He went out and bought one of the 360 stands that you just plop a thing and you can push it around. And he I came into the event, he had it like set up in the corner or whatever, and I was like, how do you think this is going to fit in here? We need to put chairs right next to that. He's like, I didn't think about that. I'm like, when do you think you're ever going to be able to use? You need like 10 by 10 square feet minimum.
You do
to use this. And he's like, well, maybe we'll just use it outside. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how much did you spend on this? And he's like $4,000. And I'm like, that's the stupidest $4,000 you ever spent. You should have bought more chairs and tables because you rent them all the time.
I hate it
Yeah.
when people buy photo booths and put them outside in the freezing cold. And I'm always like, my little attendants are texting me like, it's fucking freezing, like pissed as shit. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
no
even
one
know what to
uses it.
say. I'm like, well,
They never think about the logistics.
I was like, you want me to bring you like a winter coat? I don't know. Like, you can't just say, fuck you, we're not going outside. But also, why would you do that as the like, let's say you're the bride. Put it inside. Your guests are also cold. Like, we're humans. You can't.
It's
do
because
that.
it's just because it's just like the DJ. Like the DJ's an afterthought when it comes to the floor plan. The photo booth is even afterthought of where to put it.
And it should be, but like a little common sense.
Yeah.
I get that it's not important. I do.
Yeah,
because I really don't think it's important also.
Yeah.
Our number
we're not
one,
having one at our wedding.
yeah, our number one afterthought add-on is for sure photo booth.
The 360 booth, honestly, so I've been pushed to buy one of God knows how many times, and just it's
I
just
turn
so
it down every time.
it's bullshit.
I'm
Like
never buying one.
if you
I'm never buying a photo booth to start with.
yeah, but also like I just don't
that I
think-
don't agree with. I've made so much money off those things.
I'll do photo booths, but also if I started from the top, I wouldn't do it again. But now that I've gotten this deep, okay. It took a long time to figure out the process.
I might go
and
salsa
how,
booths
and
if
how
I
to
do.
and like
It
how
for
to-
sure won't have printing.
Yeah, the sauces are super nice because, well, and they're coming out with a new app, so that releases next month sometime. At least the beta version of it does, but it's gonna be called, like, I think it's called Fiesta or something. But basically, they recoded it's a brand new app, completely recoded everything. Way better photo quality, because that's my biggest complaint is without super 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 good lighting, the quality's not that great. But if you switch it over and do just a regular iPad photo, it's 10 times better.
fantastic, yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's clearly not the camera, it's the app. So
Yeah.
they've addressed a bunch of that. So that's supposed to be getting fixed. Way more user friendly. I just think hopefully, fingers crossed, that it's a lot better. But what I love about them is a $600 price point, and I definitely pitch it to people that it's more of a selfie station than a photo booth that does
Yeah,
prints
well,
and stuff.
yeah, they'll start getting confused all of a sudden and be like,
Yeah,
oh,
so, and then-
backdrop and fucking.
I find people doing way more of like the gifs and the boomerangs even than the actual pictures. They'll do a couple pictures early on, then like once the alcohol starts flowing, they're gift and boomerang and doing all that stuff. And I've never had a complaint about a photo booth. Let's put it that way. And for me, if I'm there as the DJ, I bring it, I set it up, I make $600.
Yeah. I mean,
And
in
then
a perfect world, I agree. I mean, if I could flip
Yeah.
them for $600 with no printing all day, I'd do it. But the sales, print versus no print here, at least,
Everybody wants print.
we sell one no print booth to every maybe 50 print booths. So
Yeah.
fuck that. Of course,
Yeah.
even if it's the same profit margin and but more headache, well, that one's selling. So of course I'm going to
Well,
do that.
curious though, if it would sell if you just didn't have a print option.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not willing to do
I could
that.
I
We
could
make too much
sift
money.
through my leads, and very seldom. I don't know if it's because people are actually. I'm not. No, they're not. I was gonna say people are actually reading the description of what's offered, but they're not. They would never do that. They're not that smart. So,
The only thing we even put that's like I make sure you read because it's in bold and underlined is no printing, no attendant, and no backdrop.
Yeah.
I think it says no props too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
I do no backdrop, booth only, $600. If you want a backdrop and some basic props, um actually I had I got a bunch of props through Red Max events. He made me a bunch of
Oh,
um
I bought a bunch for
Brandon.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Brandon. I was blanking on his name.
Brandon
Brandon
Javier.
Havilla. Yeah. He made me a bunch of props. He actually does some custom ones. He says like we partied with Lux Entertainment and stuff. They're pretty cool.
Wow.
So I'll bring those. Sometimes if it's my personal event, I'll bust the props out anyway if they don't have any at all, just
Uh-huh.
to kind of just because I have them, and it's free advertising to throw my logo out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's straight, but
I still will probably, if I get into photo booths, it'll be no print only, because even though I know how much money I pay this man over here to come do our photo booths, but I could care less to be part of that. It is so wonderful to just, it shows up, we don't have to fuck with it, and it goes away. like half the DJs don't even look at their shit, and they don't even know a photo booth's showing up, and then randomly they show up
It's a
and they set up. They just do their own thing. They rarely talk to us. It's great.
it's a separate, complete entity. Even
And I
though
love it
yes,
that way.
it's the same company. It's just all the photo booth staff and all that. They're their own squad, and the DJs are their own squad, and they don't communicate. And I hate it when they do communicate because they don't need to.
And it causes more problems when
Yes,
they do.
it does.
I'm actually in the process of doing that. So if there's a photo booth at my personal event, yes, I'm just gonna bring it and set it up.
Right.
But moving forward, I'm leaning towards taking that responsibility away from the DJ, mainly just because a lot of the guys, they don't do it all the time. They haven't set it up a bazillion times like me. So if they run into like issues with the camera settings or anything like that, like I'd rather them just not have to worry about it. So that's why I started a second. So I started a secondary brand. It's just called Kalamazoo Photo Booth. So for SEO, for one, 'cause people are going to search Kalamazoo Photo Booth, right? So did it for that reason, and just to kind of branch it off and keep it separated from the Lux brand. I haven't done much outside of a logo and a website and Google Analytics,
Yeah.
but that's one of my things I want to push this winter is put a little more emphasis on that brand and throw some money into some ads and stuff like that.
It was
try to
smart. It was
some
smart
traffic.
to say Kalamazoo or whatever the word is, photo booth, like location service, basically, instead of like Lux photo booth, like random word, basically, kind of thing, because like your SEO results to begin with. And like the initial jump, like you said, people are literally going to type Kalamazoo photo booth.
Yeah.
They're not going to type photo booth near me, which the other one
Right.
would then show up. Now, in the long run, Google prefers Lux photo booth because it's like a custom title. It's not spam. They don't look at it like just someone keyword stuffing, but it does help to begin with.
So how have it set up too. So like on the services page of the Lux website, if you click photo booth, it forwards you to KalamazooPhotoBooth.com.
Uh-huh.
So, and it just at the bottom it says a division of Lux Entertainment. So
We originally did Dow Oak photo booth and separate website, separate social media, separate just all of the above. And it was obviously hard as fuck to keep up with just because it's a whole nother company and brand. And at the beginning it was just pointless. The whole photo booth side was probably maybe 50 grand in total revenue kind of thing. So it was like not that serious. Now it's changed. So like maybe that's actually on my little like list is to like just kind of put my brain into the photo booth side and see what levers need to be pulled to really take it off kind of thing. 'Cause now, we're probably doing maybe $150,000 a year for just photo booths, which is not crazy still, but that's not something to ignore at least.
good chunk of money, and I'm in the same boat with the sub brand thing too, I'm trying to put even more attention into that because it's really hard to start a brand 100% from scratch with zero events, zero anything.
Says the guy that just did it here.
I will say, the upstate. So I started Upstate DJ Company. It's Rochester, New York, and we did 170 or 160 grand the first year. So, like I said, those fake Google reviews. I'm not even ashamed to say it. I don't give a fuck. It's not like we're out here ruining people's weddings, but
Right.
a bride looking at a brand new company just doesn't want that, and it's not fair because you are quality and you do provide a quality service. So you just gotta beef it up. You just gotta be the one to talk about it on the internet for a couple months, and then the real reviews take over, and it goes from there. I swear that's the one detail that held you back is the reviews.
Yep, I didn't even think about that. But I think I'm up to like 6 or 9 since this morning. So
Yep.
rocking those
Oh,
events out.
you did. Yeah, I talked to him on the phone earlier today. Nice, good. Well, I'm telling you, once you get to 30, all of a sudden you blend in. You blend in perfectly all of a sudden, you know. And okay, let's say you had to fake every single one of the 30 reviews. I still don't feel like it's that drastic. Yes, faking reviews is bad. In the long run, if you have to fake reviews to stay on
To keep
top,
going.
fuck you. You suck. But if you start a brand new fuck, that's, you know what I mean? That's not quite the
And
same.
they're coming from a company that has 150 5-star reviews. Too.
Right, exactly. And so when a lead replies, I basically have to look at the email signature of, because I don't know if it's Dowk Events or this or that, like where they're from at all, because it all funnels through the same and just like replaces the right merge tags with the right words, like whether it says New York or North Carolina, whatever the fuck it says. But they'll respond, and sometimes it's for New York, and I'll send them North Carolina pricing in return on accident, and it's a totally different company name and everything, and they're like, question mark? And I'm like, that's our sister company that has thousands of 5-star reviews. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, and move on. It's a non-issue, you know. So that is good.
Yeah, that's one thing I kind of jumped the gun on, but I started a second simple for Kalamazoo DJ Co.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably could have got away with doing something like that, where I just created a separate lead form, and then attached a different drip campaign with a different email signature.
It's a little funky to separate. I'm using some powerful shit to separate it.
Yeah.
Not that simple's not great. But maybe there are ways. It's just funky.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that, I think Honeybook's definitely more for like photographers, so I don't know why Rick hasn't switched to simple yet.
Just because Rick, well, honest,
It's the same reason why you have whatchamacallit,
A
photo
salsa
booths.
booth?
Salsa booth.
it's like, do we really need to say it?
I just had to throw that. I had to throw it in there, man. I just had to.
It's true. That's the truth, though.
But honestly, we're not using Honeybook for all of it. It's a lot of
Rick uses the same
Zapier.
shit
It's a
that I
lot
use.
of Keep on the back end. Like
Keep is what I use for leads, and then as soon as it steps into contracting, then you put it over into
All of our-
simple or DJ Event Planner.
it's
whatever
funny.
you're
I've
using.
changed we've got all of our companies. The lead campaign runs through Keep. All of our companies do. The Holiday Light, every one of them uses Zapier to pull them in there. But like what he says, so for both Lighting, they go to Shopify. For Holiday Lights, they go to Jobber. For DJ, they go to Honeybook. And then that's that. But just Keep is really, really good at mass funneling leads through a funnel.
It is. Well, we stay with 8,000 plus leads at all times in our system. You know, the ones like if their event date passes and we clear out 100 leads, well, we got 100 since that happened. So to successfully email and text 8,000 plus people, like let's say
Annoyingly.
you have to do it all at the same time and it successfully hit their inbox versus go to spam, or just throttle out your email and only 20 of 800 emails get sent, Keep can handle it. And that's why we use it. As soon as, like I said, as soon as it gets to a meeting or a contract and you're like a real hot lead or whatever the fuck, then you get pawned into that CRM of that location, and that goes to whoever's running that DJ event planner.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And you
no.
can
In the
build
long run,
anything.
I definitely won't regret doing the second simple. Just right
No, you
now,
won't.
only having a handful of events booked.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
frustrating because
it's frustrating because I'm paying all paying all that money to have it, and then
it adds the
yeah, it's like-
overhead that for something that's not producing.
I'm
but
in the same boat right now. I'm paying for 2 different jobber accounts for our home service business and our holiday light business. And it's like $3,000 a year for each of those. So and the home service business, we haven't done a single fucking job, but I have to have that because they don't allow me to have 2 separate individualized brands inside of one account, which is annoying as fuck. But that's how it's got to be.
What's the home services thing like a handyman type thing?
No, like gutter cleaning, window cleaning, and then probably moving into power washing after that. But power washing requires equipment. Gutter cleaning, window cleaning is like just take a fucking ladder and a bucket and go to town.
Go to town. Yeah, I have a buddy that started a power washing business. You can definitely make some money.
Everybody needs it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with car detailing. I have a buddy.
Yeah,
that
he's
does
got this
car
like
detailing.
crazy
Kills
power
it.
washer like
that one's-
built into a trailer and stuff. It's wild.
Car detailing, as long as you go for the right market, because a lot of those car detailing, they're like in a race to the bottom.
I pay that dude a fuckload of money to clean my fucking shit.
Oh, you got
I have
one
a
here?
friend that does only high end
He'll come to you.
detailing, and
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
need a
it's not
contact
cheap.
because
Oh,
my
he's-
guy's in fucking Raleigh and only comes once a month, like once a year.
He lives right by UNCG, and you will not have a cleaner car. It is. I mean, I don't look.
How
for
much is a
anyone
car?
Else.
Inside out.
It depends on how fucked your shit is. Like I hadn't got my Tesla clean since Dallas was born, and it was $220 is what I gave him.
That's so cheap.
Yeah.
He's probably spent what, like 4 hours on that.
Probably. And
But-
it's
but-
like so slick. It's. Your
But that's
feet
what-
will
that's what I'm
slide
saying,
on the
like,
bottom.
I don't think there's a lot of money in car detailing because you paid him like, say you paid him $250 and he was there for 4 hours. Well, minus all of his goddamn chemicals and everything like that, he maybe cleared or $50 per hour, but then he's also got overhead on top of that. It's
I hear
it's expensive.
I hear the reverse argument, but with something like that, think if you can just like, if you can do 20 in a day with other people,
There you go.
Oh, of course, it's scaling, but it's a scalable thing,
It is, and it's at least it's repeat customers to some degree. You can have repeat business constantly.
Yeah, the only career path you can work just you and make killer is
Plumbing,
lawyer
electrical,
or medical or something, something
plumbing,
like that.
electrical. Plumbers and electricians make so much.
I
fucking
have
money.
I have a handful of plumber cousins. They're full-time plumbers and always have been, and they fucking
Rake.
They have big families and houses and shit. I actually went to one on Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna sound so ridiculous when I say this, but so he's my cousin. He's the dad. He has a couple kids and a wife and blah blah blah, and he DJs for me, right? But he's also, I think he installs HVACs. He's not a
Ooh,
plumber,
yeah.
but he's
HVACs,
some
yeah.
sort of utility guy. And I pulled up to this motherfucker's house. It was fucking, oh my God, 4,000 square feet, custom build, down lights, up lights. It was landscaped. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is balling as shit.
The average HVAC, plumber, and electrician makes upwards of $60 an hour.
Yeah.
And they set their
40,
own
40
schedule.
hours a week, clearing 100 grand easy.
Well, they set their own schedule. Like they can literally do whatever the fuck they want. Like and the crazier part is everybody fucking needs them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone needs a plumber. Everyone needs an electrician because they're licensed, which is the crazier part. Like they have such a monopoly on the system. It's
I
unreal.
forgot that we're live, so I just went on to YouTube and I was reading some of the comments.
That's okay. That's okay.
I haven't checked them in a
I
minute.
actually haven't looked at the comments at all.
Let's
Maybe scroll through
No,
them.
no,
for a
I want
second.
to touch on something.
Okay,
So,
what we got?
Wow, there's
So
actually a lot of
Brian
them.
goes, I'm fulfilled. So I went to, I don't know where you guys were at, but I went to Magic City Monday while we were in Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, the strip club is the
if you're
famous
not fam-
one.
if you're not familiar, yes. So they're known for, Mondays is like the night to go, right? Because it's Magic City Monday.
Uh-huh.
So we were hoping we were gonna see like some rappers or something crazy. And they're supposed to be like the best chicken wings, lemon pepper wings in like Atlanta. They were good. They were definitely good. But walking up, like parking lot, nothing but like cars that none of us could afford. It was just G wagons and Lamborghinis and
Of course.
Ferraris and Beamers and just all everything. Those are the only people that can park in that parking lot because it's like $100 just to get into the parking lot. But I'm talking, there was like probably 6 dudes, just ARs, body armor, radios.
Earpieces. Yeah.
We got lucky because somebody knew somebody, so we ended up getting in. Somebody knew the owner's son. We had like this password, like we know Juju or something like that,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
got
Juju.
in for like $20. But you walk in, and I'm not even kidding you. There was thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on the floor, like just singles
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep.
Like it was crazy. There was probably 40 strippers. I ended up leaving after like my second drink because
Because you were so fucking drunk already.
that and the bartender tried to tell me that I had to buy a dance if I was going to get another drink, and I was like, I don't want to dance. I'm good.
Uh-huh.
So I walked out. We're leaving. It was me and Casey Rush. We're leaving, and as we're walking out, a bunch of guys are getting out of an Uber, and I walk up to Nate Nelson and I said, I'm fulfilled, and I had like a stack
Oh.
of 100 singles, and I just threw them in his chest. Walked out.
Brian and his wife were telling me about that. Wherever the hell we were. That's so funny. I wish I had gone.
Yeah,
Kinda.
it was
Kinda.
yeah, it was wild. Yeah. Yeah, my dance moves on the stage were pretty cool too though. But
Didn't you go? I thought that y'all went.
We went.
No.
No, we went to the one that Pinky was at. A different one.
I didn't really talk.
Cheetah.
I didn't really
Cheetah.
talk to
Cheetahs.
her the whole time.
I couldn't remember what it was.
She like walked past me and like rubbed my shoulders for a second, like a little.
As
Like,
she normally
hey.
does.
Yeah, but other than that, I didn't like talk to her. The Mike D, who she was with, I guess just like homies. I was like, Mike D. I was like, I know all your fucking remixes. I was like, I have a Mike D folder, and I was obviously
Fangirl.
trashed when I did
Fangirl.
this. Oh yeah, and it was just way overboard. Like, I mean, he's great and whatnot, but I was fucking drunk. I was like, bro. I was like, oh god, and I was like talking to people around me. I was like, do you know who Mike D is?
Do
I
you
was
know
like,
who this D
this
is?
is fucking him right here. Like, what the fuck? He has saved me many times. Like back in my like club, bar days, whatever, sometimes like super hardcore rap music, I don't even know, like at the time it was like maybe like Kendrick Lamar. I think he was kind of new right back then. You can't play it. They were like, you can't play that, and so Mike D would take whatever song that was 70 beats a minute and turn it to 130, double time it, slow it down just a little bit, and it made it acceptable. The club was like, okay, you can play this version, but it wasn't a remix, even though it was a remix. It was just a re-drum, amped up, and
Cooler version.
yeah, I don't even know if it's cooler, but it's not as ghetto. Basically it's not as ghetto all of a sudden, and it can confuse the people, so a lot of Mike D songs back then.
I still play quite a few of his
He's
stuff.
great.
I don't even know. And what's interesting too is I'm not even sure where I find them. I just end up with them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I don't know what I had, because I've never subscribed to a record pool in my life, other than Ultimix. And he definitely it's not that.
He's underground, man.
I don't know. I don't know who he works for.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it's like a Patreon situation.
He definitely wasn't like he wasn't in the DMS crew.
Oh no, it was weird too, because like he wasn't one of those, I'll call him famous DJs at all. Like
No.
all the ones on the
Even
stage.
though he is.
He was sick. When he DJ'd in the little bar at the bottom of the hotel, he was the only set that I actually noticed. I like looked over because he was, whatever he was playing, I was like, damn, that was cool. And it was like Mike D. I was like, oh, well, figures. I remember when the DJ Scene, I I think that was his name, went on.
Yeah.
And, he's supposed to be big time club, big time. And I was like, I don't know about
I
this.
think he got. I think
he
got a
got
little
comfortable.
He got a little starstruck or whatever from the previous what's his name before him.
Conflict. Conflict was before
Conflict
him.
set that was probably my favorite one. I mean, Puffy's was really good too. I did like Puffy's. His was good. His was very unique, and he like kept me on the mic and stuff.
Didn't Scene go on after Puffy? I thought
Yes, he
Scene
was last.
Scene was last.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think Puffy literally just did such an amazing job that he was like
fun.
in a way like out of his funk.
He
in
was
terms
the
of-
right DJ for that situation because he played songs that were danceable. Like, no offense to Conflict, but he was doing the DJ for DJ thing. Like, he was,
Puffy?
hit the road jack in the middle of whatever the fuck. I'm like, bro, cool, but we're
okay,
dancing.
yeah.
Like,
No.
everyone's dancing. Don't play Hit the Road Jack right now.
Puffy played it like a normal club. Like he played it like he was, and that's what I liked because I feel like
That's what I'm saying.
To-
It was
yeah, yeah.
danceable.
To
Everyone
me-
was trying to party.
too many of the DJs at these DJ conventions try to play DJ for DJ, like you just said, and it doesn't end up well because that's not what we're there at the after party for. We're there a little bit for that. We want to see some clever shit, but we want to see like relatable stuff and just to have a good time.
I don't think that necessarily like one of us getting up there and just playing like the typical wedding songs. I do think people would party anyways, but so he was like better than that, but it was still like a dance music set. The weirdest song he played was like Magente. It's like everyone knows these songs.
Yeah, and when they get up there, a lot of times they're trying to set themselves up for these creative routines that they've made before. And by doing so, they completely ignore reading the crowd and seeing how the crowd is responding. They just know I'm getting from X to Y, and I don't care how the fuck I get there. And that's where they lose the crowd. And then they do something clever, and everyone's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
That's
and then
what I meant by
they
DJing.
do it again.
That's what I meant by DJing for DJs. It was just like, all right, check out this crazy transition I'm going to do live that I
think was good.
I've done it 100 times, of course, because it's like impossible to do. But you jumble through it and it's not danceable. I don't care right in this moment.
Not when there's an open bar.
And that's how Famous, is that his name? DJ Famous? What was the first one?
Fashion.
Fashion. That's
yeah.
it. I thought he was a homeless guy. The first time I saw him, I was like, oh, what's he doing here? I didn't know that he was like part of like a fucking famous DJs because he had a toboggan. I'll call it a crack bog because it's like hanging off his head. It's like the long ones, but not rolled over to make it normal people size. It's like just long and it's hardly on his bald head. It's like on the back corner of it hanging off. And I thought he was I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
He's just famous.
One of my favorite sets too was Nopa Slaps. I thought like he was,
Nopa, yeah.
dude, that was
Nopa. Who is that?
He was the closer on Tuesday night.
the R&B night,
Yeah, the R&B night upstairs.
which was like not R&B night. That was the not R&B night. R&B night.
Yeah, no, that was not R&B at all.
Yeah, I don't even know why you guys are saying that. Why you keep saying R&B night?
Because that's what they called it.
That's what the theme was.
Oh, I missed
It was
that.
supposed to be the
So it was
R&B
like,
night.
Well, it was like
That
they called it like soul sessions or something like that.
No, that was Red Bull vodka night. That's all I fucking know. As soon as that stuff touches my lips, it's like I'm a terrible human all of a sudden. Not a fan. Not a fan of those nights.
It was
I mean, I love Red Bull vodkas, but it's definitely one of those things you can't switch to something else.
Yeah. Once you do that,
once you're on Red
it's
Bull vodka, you're on Red Bull vodka.
Yeah.
What are you gonna go to? Straight Red Bull?
Right. It's like taking a shot of adrenaline. Like, of course you can't downgrade after that.
So 2024, Logan, what is in store for you? What's your focus for 2024? What are you trying to focus on?
Smart goals.
Business, personal, whatever.
Quitting my day job.
You never.
That's a good focus.
You're
That's
not
a good
gonna
focus.
fucking do it. You like your day job, don't you?
I do, but I'm tired of burning it from both ends.
I will tell you, once you pull the trigger, it's scary at first, but it's so fucking worth it. And then you end up somehow in the same situation, but working for yourself. So it's like somewhat better.
Oh, so you want to quit your day job?
I will say, like, so for me, creating my own schedule and just like me being the shot caller was necessary. I literally, if that wasn't the case, I don't care if I made a gazillion dollars. It just doesn't matter. No amount of money is worth the opposite. So that was first. Is calling my own shots. I don't care if I make $3 a year. I'm calling the shots. And then thank God I make a decent amount of money calling my own shots, because I literally, I've never not been fired, actually. The only job I've held ever was at a barbecue restaurant. I was a host for 2 years, and then I got fired. And that was the longest job I ever held. The second longest, I worked at Moe's for 2 months and then got fired.
So the first slow season when you do it is the hardest, because you're like, I don't know. Depends where your business is at, but mine was like, just like it gets a little nerve wracking, but as long as you got the right people in your support group, like my business coach was pretty much adamant because like I told her many times, I'm like, I am scared as shit about money right now because I have people to pay and it's slow season and money's getting tight. Just because I invested heavily in the holiday light season in my first year being full time. And that left us at a negative for that during slow season. And honestly, we've been kind of just battling it all throughout the year until literally this last like third quarter into fourth quarter has been where it finally took off. And because summer was a little bit rough on the finances, but after that, like now that we made it through what we prepared for in terms of succeeding in fourth quarter, like we're sitting there just looking pretty ready to go. But it's definitely a scary move, and it's at first it's like such a relief for what he says, like I can fuck off when I want, and then then you get into the grind mode and you're like, I'm still hustling because you put in all that extra time to just keep hustling. But it is so nice to be able to be like, I don't feel like doing shit today. I ain't doing shit. I feel like doing a house project today instead of anything else. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm addicted to working. That's
good.
That's my favorite.
I'm right there
my
with
favorite
you.
thing to do.
Same.
So the thing that I'm most excited about is hands down just being able to put more time into the things that I don't get to put as much time into, like social media. And
Yep.
Right now I work the day job, and people are probably like, what do you mean you don't put time into social media? Because I'm on it all the time. But I don't get to put as much time into it as I would like to, as far as like I've got 2 other Instagram accounts that barely have any posts because I just haven't had time to schedule them out and make them. And
just your brain capacity. Let's not even talk about hours in the day. Just literally your focus
is so much higher.
The switch will just for your DJ company obviously won't help
right
your job because you're quitting, but it will just fucking hit the fucking ground running.
Your day job right now. I'm telling you right now, your day job right now. You probably can think about 4 or 5 different things you're working on at your day job right now that are in your brain.
I'm just saying it drains your brain.
Those are all going to be gone.
It drains your energy, and you have energy and you're stoked and you put it right back. And sure, you can name certain ways to channel it, like social media or lead follow up, or name some shit that you're not doing. It doesn't matter though, because just the brain capacity is what's going to fucking turn everything around.
Yeah. Like I have all these ideas for like, YouTube videos that I never made. And, that's another thing that frustrates me is like, no offense to Rick, but I was probably doing gig logs before he was, but he had time to put into it and dedicate time to it. And I never had the time or in just the I guess kind of the willpower, but mostly the time of just like, even right now, like I've hired a videographer to come with me to every event this year. We have so much content. My last few reels that I've made, not gonna lie, he made them all. He's made every single one of them. I'm just
There you
posting.
go.
Sounds like his
There you go.
job, but yeah, why not?
It's great. Yeah, it's great.
Hey.
But as far as the gig logs go, I still have like 5 or 6 that are just they're filmed and I just need to
Dude,
edit them. I just haven't.
hire an editor. And it's the best decision I've ever made was hire. The only reason I was able to keep doing YouTube when I got out of college was because I hired an editor.
Hire a fucking CEO to run Lux and pay him. As long as you're paying them less than you make at your other job, it's worth it.
I did that.
Like, if that's their salary and they're cool with it and they actually take over and expand, fuck it.
Well, that's kind of I've talked about this loosely, but my business coach flipped my whole perspective on its head when I literally went full time, because I hired her 1 month after going full time because I was like, I need someone to coach me on like how to grow this. And I was like, yeah, first year full time, I know we're gonna get to like this number, and I feel like that's a comfortable, and I'm just gonna play it safe first year, And then she's like, nah, you need to hire a CEO to do this. You need to hire someone to do this. You need to add more money to your marketing spend because you're missing out on opportunities. Like, we need to go ham here. And she made me spend way more money than I was comfortable doing, but it paid off.
I will say, with what he just said, and I'll bring up mentor pods for a second, the difference between his type of coaching and our type of coaching,
One-to-one.
By the way, no context, me and Logan are in mentor pods. Mentor pods is more like a classroom style college course where, like he just said, that fucking bitch was literally just like, do this, do this, do this. You know what I mean?
And it's assigning shit, like literally, like, I'll see you next week. This is your assignment. And then next week, if you didn't do it, you get scolded by it. Like,
yeah. And all stuff like that is kind of in mentor pods. And yet again, it's just a different style. Classroom versus one-on-one is just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, Matt's definitely not afraid to call people out. That's for sure.
oh my God.
yeah, but it's different because like she's also like giving me resources, like telling me to do something, but then also telling me how to do X, Y, and Z.
Don't
Like-
get me wrong.
like,
They don't,
this is
they
how
don't
to
leave
hire
you
somebody.
hanging at all. I'm not saying that Mentor Pods is leaving me hanging by any means on the information. It's just the way it reaches me is different. And honestly, I don't really like classroom style shit. It really falls in line with that whole being told what to do thing. I'm kind of like anti that. I'm doing mentor pods and I'm trying my best. And for someone who is into classroom style, it's probably the best fucking thing in the world. But,
I've loved it so far. But my biggest pitfall with it is, again, time. Like, I would love to implement more of it. I feel like I've done a really good job of implementing the things that that really, really, really excited me. Like, those are the ones that I found time to implement those things, and they've been, insanely beneficial. I know exactly how much money I make. I know all these things that I didn't know. I know how many sales calls I did last week and how many deals I closed and how much what the total ticket amount is of that. I know all those things now because of Mentor Pods. But it's definitely a situation where if you don't take the initiative,
it's worthless then.
it's worthless.
All of a sudden, it's
everything
worthless.
is.
Yeah.
All coaching is worthless if you don't take the
Right.
initiative.
And I'm not. And honestly, I'm not. But I will pawn the initiative onto Lindsay soon.
Yeah.
Right. And just be like, hey, do a lesson a week. It's fine. And implement it. Perfect. That's your job. And I'm not paying you any more than I currently am because you're on salary. Fuck you.
I think I told you this. That's exactly what I've done with my coach. Is like I've kind of surpassed, like, almost like I've been coached on everything. I've implemented
Once you
everything.
have the information,
And
you have it.
I'm pretty much chilling, and she noticed that, and she offered to start coaching my CEOs. So now she's coaching the CEOs I have in all of my businesses. She's making more money, and I have accountability coaching taking place outside of me having to also micromanage and accountability those people that are driving my businesses. So, yeah, but the difference in like mentor pods and like one-to-one coaching that I have is also a huge price tag difference.
Oh God, I bet yours is double at least.
Right now we're paying $4,000 a month.
So I retract my double and meant like a billion times
For one-to-one coaching for me,
$4,000 a
for
month.
Hannah and Marcellus. So 3 of us are getting one-to-one coaching. They're getting coaching every other week. I'm getting coaching every week.
Why don't you switch one of them to every week? And because you already know the stuff. Like you
Because
said.
I still need one-to-one coaching because I'm moving into more of a big picture thinker in terms of like what assets, what resources, what capital do we need to get from this point to this point.
Well,
Because when you
good.
start getting
good.
it's because if someone told you how do you double your business next year, it's
I'd be like, well, I'm going to fucking sit in stagnant and tell you to fuck yourself because I don't want to double my business. That's what I would say. I'd be like, no, I didn't think of that. Well, I'm not going to do it then.
well, it's like, it's jumping from like 100,000 to 200,000 to even like 300 to 500. But when you're talking millions and you're trying to double, it's like, how the fuck do you do that?
I'm honestly, and it's 10:05, so we'll wrap up. But I want to, as for DJ companies that I'm starting or whatever, $200,000 increase in revenue, total revenue every year until it hits $1 million. So 5 years, and then you're doing $1 million, and then start a new one. Don't even try and double. Just keep it at $1 million.
And that might be actually a good point for like, market cap.
That's what I'm saying.
For a set market.
It's a sweet spot because you can run $1 million DJ company without crazy admin staff. Really one person can run that whole
Well, I
staff.
guess that's kind of my question is I'm not saying that you have to do the same shit, but if say you're running a $2 million business, how do you make that how do you make your businesses $5 million next year?
That's a good question.
How do you do that holistically, all assets, all things considered? Doesn't have to be in one business, but like, how do you do that with both? That's the part that's like, you're just sitting there scratching your head going like, how the fuck do I do that?
I feel like
also in the same breath though, I feel like it becomes a time where, this is with any company in any industry, like the more the gross is, the less you're going to end up making.
Well, yeah.
Like, the margins just keep getting, because you're paying more people to. It's costing
the margins get smaller the bigger the revenue
costing you
gets.
more money. It's costing. Yeah, I see you're squinting your eyes, Rick. I
Motherfucker
don't know if
over
you got
here
something in your
spending
eye or what's going on.
$4,000 a month training his shit,
Right,
acting
right,
like,
but, yeah,
dude.
But I mean, here's what I'm thinking though. Like look at my business for example. So we'll do like just shy of 300,000 this year, right? Okay, but if it was 600,000, I don't think I could manage that on my own. So I would have to pay somebody else. So then that
Correct.
cuts into that margin. And then same thing. If it was 900,000, there's no way. So the more you're making, the more you have to hire out people, the more you have to delegate, the more you have to do all that.
It's a numbers
like right
game
now, my cost is pretty slim because I'm doing it all myself.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. But it's a numbers game. You got to know your margins and you got to adjust your margins accordingly.
And that is true, but it is a fact. The more money you make, the more money you have to spend in order to keep that money coming.
Correct. But
That's
it's a percentage.
That is a fact.
Well, it's like the
Everyone
conversation
should
we
be
had
able to
earlier about
keep-
marketing. Like I need to start spending money on marketing. It's something that I have to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You
You
should-
make it back. That's the one thing. And we were talking about this before the podcast. It's like, well, unless you don't make it back. So like trial and error. But, let's say you're spending $2,000 every single day. Well, you're in front of that many more eyes, and you'll probably, maybe not as a DJ, but you get my point.
So I'll go back to your guys' scorecards because I bet it's in there, is knowing your percent net profit. Mm-hmm. The set rule is that you should shoot for a 10%. As soon as you cross over to 15 to 20%, you need to either be investing that money into a new person or investing that into capital in terms of more people, but you should always be keeping at least a 10% net profit at the end of the day.
See, that right there is the type of shit that I don't know. That is...
This is why I'm buying a video wall. This is why we bought speakers. Mm-hmm. It's because we are over 10% in net margin. So this is why I'm hiring people. We're looking to hire 2 VAs here soon. Uh-huh. We're actually doing that, believe it or not. We're going Philippine workers, so that's going to be fun.
Gotta love them.
So what's your plan? So I know we got to finish here shortly, but
if this is a rabbit hole, don't do it.
what's your plan with that? Because I've been trying to figure out. So my wife has her company too, which is property management company.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine. I'm trying to figure out a way where we could utilize for one of the two businesses or both
Oh my
a
God,
virtual assistant. But I'm just having a hard time like figuring out what could they do.
anything. Literally anything you can do on a computer, they can do.
Yeah, they're literally. I mean, there's
They have
people.
social.
Yeah, there's
So
just people that don't speak as good English.
I loved. I'll give you this example. I loved. Were you in Mary Niecy's
Yes.
thing, Logan? I know Eric was.
I wasn't in Mary's, no.
She has a VA that literally calls her at 8 a.m. and goes through her inbox while she's doing random tasks around the house. She goes through her inbox with her every morning and is like, "You have an email from so and so. Oh, it says blah blah blah. How would you like to handle this?" And then she just tells her, and she does it because she hates her inbox.
Wow, I missed that part.
You missed that part?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
literally
crazy.
her
I want to do that.
I was like, that's fucking genius right there. And then so I was like, I want that. But like any little random low level admin task that you can think of where there's a template, do X, Y, and Z with said template, they can do it.
And they can do it for $2 an hour also.
So like an example would be so we do a lot of utility bill entry for the property management
Yeah,
stuff.
they can
So
do
that's
all that.
something that you could you just have to upload the bills. They
I
enter
can
them,
literally
blah, blah, blah.
I'm thinking about next year having them do quoting on holiday lights because literally it's Google Maps. Like they pull up Google Maps, they pull up a photo of the person's property. They speak clear English so they can call the customer too. And it's just simple measurements, send them a quote thing. And they could do all that.
All right. Tech, are you using is it Fiverr? Is that where you're finding people or Upwork or something like that?
So actually so this is through my coaching. This is how she helps out and stuff. So Action Coach, it's a big $1 billion network. Like it's a $1 billion company. They had a good resource that is a VA placement company. So right now I'm in the starting phases of this 4-week where they do the headhunting through all the VAs and they screen all of them and they'll present me with the 10 top candidate or the top 4 candidates. And then I get to one-to-one interview all of them. But they verify that they actually are skilled in what they say they're skilled in.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're using a placement company. But they pitched me on a social media manager where they can do video editing. They're skilled in Canva, Adobe, all of that. You can send them all the video clips, all the pictures. They can run your whole entire social media for you. And I was like, we could use this on Fusion. I could use this on my personal Instagram to keep it up to date. So, but literally you're talking $200 a week.
Right. Yeah.
I need to hit Mary up. I need to hit Mary up. She made me super mad while I was there, but
She hit me
I'll
up
get
about
over it.
some lighting. Did you tell her that I'm the contact for like buying up lights or something?
I don't.
Someone did.
I literally don't remember my weekend.
Someone that has my personal number, which is not many people in the DJ industry.
I did forward Mary your number at some point. I
Okay,
remember
well.
she asked for your number. I don't
Well,
remember.
someone
anything.
told her I'm the go-to person to talk about buying lighting
I don't
because she's
think
apparently starting a lighting side of the company.
I definitely wouldn't have told her that. So I wouldn't have said that. I did give her your number.
I would imagine it was like Cooper or something.
Fuck it.
What were you saying your business coach said about net?
10%. You want to have at least 10% net, like bottom line net. And then once you get above about 15%, 20%, that's when you need to consider reinvesting into either people or capital.
Why not just be happy? Is
Well,
that
thanks
not
to this
that's not an
fancy-
option?
You could be
thanks,
happy.
Thanks to this fancy old Mentor Pods scorecard, I'm at 32.9%.
Ooh,
I can-
higher,
I know-
higher, higher.
I know exactly how much money
You
you're
can
making
afford
now.
a CEO. Perfect.
You can 100% afford a CVP.
I'm scared to tell Lindsay that's the position that she's.
Oh, dude, you could pay
upcoming.
for one all day long.
She would shit a brick. She would immediately start fucking bossing people around, being like, "You're
Offer
fired."
someone a $40,000 salary, make them your CEO of your company.
40.
Yes, minimum.
I thought you said 60.
No,
40 plus commission.
40 plus commission. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think she makes in commission? Rough. Just rough. Don't play.
I don't
just-
know the number.
Oh
I
my
have
God.
to calculate it. I know how much I pay
You
her.
think she winds up with like roughly 60 grand a year?
Another 7.2. Okay.
So she makes 47. You're
Cl-
up.
57.
Oh, 57.
or 47. Yeah, you're right. 47.
It was like, where's the extra 10? That was
Yeah.
random. But okay,
But
whatever.
that's all getting readjusted next year. It'll probably be 60,000 next year.
Yeah. Fuck, I just went way too hard with Lindsay, according to that. Anyways, all right. Well, you live and you learn.
Well, you said be comfortable about having more than 10%, so you're
Yeah.
fine.
Hey, yeah, you're not wrong. Well, shit, my shit's way higher. That's why I'm like, why can't you just like choose happiness instead of advancing?
I still say it to this day. I don't think you're
We're
accounting enough
15
expenses.
We're 15 minutes after 10.
You're not accounting enough expenses to your shit. That's why.
This is what happened last time I was on here too. We went way over,
Hey,
and Eric's
people
like, "I
don't
gotta
mind.
pee."
People don't mind. I don't have to pee right now.
Good,
I'm
good.
good. I actually don't even want to go home, so that's fine.
I think, yeah. Matt, because Matt uses a VA for mentor pods.
Does he?
I believe. I'm pretty sure they said
Oh yeah,
that.
for sure.
I wouldn't be shocked in any way
the
if he does.
the head of Action Coach, Brad Sugars or whatever, he has 5 different VAs running his own personal presence.
There's
Like,
nothing wrong with a VA. It doesn't degrade your quality
Oh, I'm
in
not
any
saying
way.
any-
You just
I'm
have
not
to
saying
know
no.
how to do it. You know, it's like a.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna ask next week.
I can introduce you to who I have for. I will.
Yeah, let's
put,
just hop on at 10:30.
We'll put
and
a
let's
star.
Both just drill
I'll put a,
questions.
I'll put an asterisk star on my statement that I am going through the process right now. My coach just hired hers, so we've only been told that this works really, really well, and we're both doing it kind of simultaneously at the same time. But when you're talking $200 to $400 a week, you can either pay them. It's 20 hours a week for $200 or 40 hours a week for $400. That's kind of your options. You either do part time or full time, and the minimum's 20.
Well,
So-
like right now, my wife's paying a girl. She working part time, so she works I think 8 to 3 Monday through Thursday, $20 an hour to do
Yep.
data entry.
Mhm.
Like, literally, she's doing bill entry. That's all she's doing.
I guarantee you probably could find a shitload of VAs that just do data entry. Because it's anything low level, even some mid level stuff they can handle. Shit, the one dude at the DJ Collective last year, not this year, but last year, were you in his? He was talking about VAs?
Yeah.
The photographer,
Yes.
videographer guy.
Yeah.
He was talking about he's got a VA that she literally wrote a whole manual on how to respond and how to talk like him.
It's also that dude and that guy specifically with his VA. It's different. That's literally like me and Lindsay at this point. Like he's been working with her for so long
That they have 3 other VAs
she
that
may as
she
well.
trained.
You can't even call her a VA, even though she is at that point. You know what I mean? She's just an employee. She's just
But that's how it
running
started.
shit.
It started as a VA, and then she just became so involved that she hired other VAs under her to handle the workload, and now she's kind of like his boss,
Yeah. Whatever.
which is crazy. But she's booking flights and shit and hotels for him and everything.
Fucking photographers. Bougie ass fucks.
Bougie, yes, I need a hotel.
Bougie ass fucks wearing lime green shoes to a wedding. Fucking motherfuckers.
What do you mean? They just wear a black shirt or a black polo or a black, not even that, a hoodie. They
And
wear
their
a hoodie.
Stupid lame ass fedora.
Oh, Brian.
I just look over at Rick. By the way,
call it.
for context, Rick wore a fedora all of DJC. No big deal. It was a vacation. So.
Is that really a fedora?
Yes. What?
I call it an island hat.
It's a fedora. There's no other word for it other than it is a fedora.
Hey, I claim that hat is the party hat. So
It
if you
is.
see,
It is. I actually agree with you.
if you see me wearing that hat, just know it's party mode. Don't talk about anything else.
I pulled up, so we all rode together. I picked up Rick and Marcellus from his house, and he was wearing that fedora, and he walks outside, and I go, "Oh, it's party time." Like, oh, is that what we're doing?
And it's funny because it caught on the whole, is it party time? Because
Oh,
people
I'm
were
with
asking me the whole trip, the whole time,
It really
oh,
does.
it's party time.
It really does indicate old man is going to party.
The only thing that was missing was the thong sandals. You know the
Yeah,
the
I
beach
could have brought
pants and
those.
then,
Rainbows.
the button up with 4 buttons on.
I
them,
have
you know?
those. I have those. I could have worn them, but it was a little cold. It was a little chilly those weeks. But I have that whole fit. I mean, I could have pulled it. I rocked it all summer.
He's
It was
got that
dope.
fedora drip. Don't put it past
Drinking
him.
mojitos.
I don't like mojitos. I don't.
Too
Sorry.
minty for you.
Really?
No, not a mojito fan.
They're pretty good if they're from like a good. If it's made good, if it's not like some Cayman Jack bullshit. Oh, I hate.
Oh, dude, those things are
things.
so sweet. The Cayman Jack stuff. So
How is that
Okay,
even?
let's
How is
have
that
it.
company even in business? Blah.
You know, you say that, and it's funny because I don't care for them, but like Marcellus and Christine love those. They love them, and Hannah doesn't, but Hannah loves sweeter than sweet stuff. So they're sweet,
I
but
think
they're
they're
not
just too
sweet enough for
sweet.
her.
Like, I can't do them.
Another 5-star review, baby. Oh, that's Greensboro holiday lights.
You guys know, so I actually put this in my seminar. We've got 350 5-star reviews on Google in 1 year. We got a 5-star Google review every single day for an entire year.
How we celebrating?
That's crazy.
How we celebrating? We're going to dinner.
We only had 400, and now we have 750. You know, it was like it grew like way exponentially. Ow, I just
Easy
fucking
now.
elbowed the shit.
What changed? Was
shit
it your automated replies asking for reviews?
Yes, I mean that's exactly what I changed.
You're more
Just ask-
aggressive,
just-
like
yeah.
asking anybody and
I'm
everybody
just
for a
more
review.
aggressive now. Yeah.
I added, so mine have increased, and it's been because instead of just the email, I send an automated text too.
There you go.
We don't send any texts for reviews. I'm going to change that.
Did you hear about
I
his
just
change,
started doing
though?
it, and I found that is way. It's worked way better.
Oh, for sure. I bet it works better. He sends it to like everybody and their mother.
Oh yeah,
Like bridesmaids, groomsmen, like anybody they give an email for gets a message about it.
we have like a questionnaire, and it's like, you know, you give us both your parents' emails, your email, your maid of honor's email,
Your best man,
and I think that's it. So it's
best man,
yeah, well
Yeah.
that too, but that's the other side.
and the vendors.
Yeah,
of course.
and if they leave one on Google, Wedding Wire, and The Knot, we could technically get 36 reviews for every single event. But obviously, that doesn't even come close to happening. So
You said that was 355 just Google, right?
just Google
Just Google. Okay.
on one account because we have 5 Google accounts. Yeah.
You still have that fuckery where you have like a Charlotte and that you didn't get rid of them?
SEO boost. No. I'm trying to rank in those areas too. It's that East Coast takeover, dog.
Anyways, we're over time.
Yeah.
Logan,
Logan.
good time chatting it up
Yeah.
as always.
Thanks for coming in the clutch, my dog.
We appreciate you.
Hey,
And everyone-
next time you need a fill in, let me know.
I will. It's easy. And if for anyone who didn't notice, Logan got a haircut, all right? Don't forget. He has a
Did.
different
No more- I don't
hairstyle.
have- No more swoop over whatever it was called.
Yeah. So everyone go
So-
comment on Logan's haircut.
Yeah, and everyone go comment that he needs to be full time so that way we can bring him back and be like, how does it feel?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lining things up, man. Hopefully, I'm shooting for spring.
Okay, good. That's when I did mine.
There's
this
no
spring.
reason to do it now. I mean, I'm slowing down. There's literally no reason to do it now. So.
Yeah, no, that's how I did it.
The
I
year-
waited until March.
The year
put
I
it
went full
March,
time,
April.
The year I went full time, I made $11,000 that year. So it's all right. You'll be all right.
And about 90,000 in drug deals.
no, zero. I was clean. So 11 grand is what I made that year. And I was fine. I was happy.
It's amazing how little money you actually need. Though.
I know. I literally was totally fine. I ate out constantly. Had shitty low bills. I was dating Rachel. That was the year I met Rachel.
Asterisk pre-COVID.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. Pre-COVID.
You might have needed 20,000.
Now you
back
need
then.
$11,200. Fucking Biden, motherfucker.
On that note, thank you guys for tuning into the DJ Light podcast. We will be back every single week for a podcast unless
Yes.
Christmas
Next week-
interviews.
Next week, surprise guest. I can't tell you who it is, but trust me, it will be very exciting.
Oh my God, we got this lined up right now. We just need the approval, and let me just tell you,
All right.
best guest ever.
See
coming
you
up.
next
Trust
week.
me. But I was going to preference that we probably will not be here the week of Christmas
Well, we can get there.
because the day after Christmas is Tuesday. So yeah, we probably won't be here for that one. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk more about my New Year's Boiler Room DJ set where Erik is going to perform. So anyways, bye.